All right, everybody. Welcome to the NorCal Sports Network. And today we're joined by KNBR beat writer Danny Emerman. Danny, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Yes, you were at the ball game. Great series. I mean, 3 tightly contested games. What was the vibe in the clubhouse after today's 11th inning win walk-off hit by Joc Pederson?
It was a fun series. It wasn't the best played series. I think there were a lot of mistakes from both teams, and it kind of felt like, both teams were kind of scratching and clawing for hits. I mean, if there was no automatic runner rule, how long would this game have gone?
Oh, yes.
Good point.
But in the clubhouse postgame was it was upbeat today. They do their fog machine and rap music and flashing lights, and we talked to Brandon Crawford and Joc Pederson. The kind of vibe that we got with the theme kind of overall on both sides of the ball was kind of unselfishness. I think Crawford being unselfish and laying down a bunt was kind of the biggest play of the game in the 11th inning. And then Ross Stripling, Tristan Beck being unselfish in their roles and taking the ball whenever the Giants feel that it's best to use them. And they both pitched great today. So I think they were both unselfish in their performances, and Crawford coming up, laying down that bunt was really a really clutch hit.
Hey, real quick, Danny, do you see Stripling being the number 3 starter? I mean, he had a pretty good outing. His last 2 outings were decent. Why not just have him go out there and start the game instead of having an opener so he could save him for the back end?
So I was surprised that he wasn't starting today. This guy is the guy who's coming off 2 quality starts, and last year he pitched against the Red Sox 5 times, and he allowed six earned runs in 5 starts, and that's a 2.08 ERA. So he has a recent track record of pitching really well against the Red Sox. He had a 3 ERA last year in the AL East, and it seems like he has found his stuff. So I thought that he would start today, but the Giants told him, yesterday after yesterday's game that they'd be opening for him. And I think one of the reasons that they do that with him is because he's been there before, and he has a lot of experience coming out of the bullpen, and he's a little bit more malleable than some of the other starters that the Giants have used in hybrid roles. Alex Wood and Anthony DeSclafani come to mind as guys who are starting pitchers and want to be starting pitchers. I think Stripling's a little bit more easygoing. So if the Giants feel like in a matchup they could use an opener, I think Stripling is a guy who they're probably more likely to do that with.
Yeah, between him and Manaea, the last 2 games, they pitched like 9 innings, gave up 1 run combined. What do you think? That kind of leads us right into, we're just less than 48 hours away from the trade deadline. Manaea having a good outing yesterday. A lot of teams looking for starting pitching. What do you think the Giants do at this point, if anything?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Manaea and Stripling today is that neither of them walked anyone. And that's huge for them. Staying in and around the strike zone is the biggest thing for either of them. And then for Stripling, it's limiting home runs. As it pertains to the deadline, I still do think the Giants need another starter. I don't think they would want to start either Ross Stripling or Sean Manaea or an opener and a bullpen game in Game 3 of a playoff series. I think they want a more defined rotation any way they can get it. And one way they can get it is to go out and get a guy like Justin Verlander or Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez,
someone
I was
that
thinking
caliber.
Too. Yeah, Rodriguez,
So
maybe a deal with Scott Harris at the last minute, like they did with the Cubs a couple years ago. And he came from the Cubs organization, was able to get Bryant 2 minutes before the deadline. Maybe there's a handshake deal already. I don't know.
I think that's a logical match. And I do think that there's value in I expect the Giants to be players in the starting pitching market still. And if you look at what Scherzer went for yesterday, which was the Rangers sent over their number 3 prospect, and the Mets are going to eat $35 million of his salary.
Right.
I think that kind of sets a template. That sets a template for what the Giants could offer for Justin Verlander.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the same thing. And they've got the people to do it. I mean, they could offer a Grant McCray or something like that, who's their number 4 or 5 prospect right there, and maybe even take on more of the money too. So Giants have the ability, because they're pretty cash rich. They can afford to take on more salary. But Texas going all in.
Yes, they are.
Today they added Jordan Montgomery and former Giants pitcher Chris Stratton in a deal. So now they've got 2 starters, Montgomery and Scherzer. So they're going all in. Boch has got to love his situation down there in Texas. The fact that the GM has given him everything he needs to compete for another World Series championship. But you think the Cubs getting hot, I was kind of hoping maybe the Giants would go all in for Bellinger, but it looks like that's not going to happen with the Cubs being right on the wild card, tail, so to speak, of the contenders. Do you think there's anybody else? Maybe Adam Duvall might be a guy the Giants. Yaz you can't really count on Yaz at this point this year. This is the 3rd time he's come out with the same hamstring. My thinking is if you keep putting him out there, it's never going to get better.
No, that's a good point on Mike Yastrzemski, and I don't know how much faith they have in his ability to stay healthy. It stinks, right? He's a good player. He's productive. He's kind of a guy who does a lot of things well, but nothing awesome. But he's a really valuable player to the Giants, and to see him have this left hamstring issue bite again for the 3rd time this year is tough. And I think in regards to the deadline, I think one name that I haven't seen floated out too frequently is Teoscar Hernandez on Seattle.
Yeah.
And that would solve a couple issues for the Giants just in terms of getting a guy who has power. He had, I think, 30 home runs a couple of years ago, and he's a right-handed hitter. So I think that probably balances their lineup a little bit more. They've really struggled against left-handed pitching recently and overall this season. So I think a guy like that could be an interesting one to take a flyer on. And the Giants have a huge history of making a lot of deals with the Seattle Mariners.
Him and Jerry DePito should be able to come up with a deal. I'm sure they make deals on seems like over lunch. Was it last year or 2 years ago? They made like 3 or 4 deals in 1 week. It's just Mike Ford. It was a couple guys here and there, and they were just looked like they were just temporary guys, rentals or something. But they should be able to definitely work out a deal. Any other rumblings you're hearing out there with the Giants in particular?
So one interesting thing that complicates things a little bit at the deadline is Anthony DeSclafani going on the IL today. I think they could have operated from a position of strength in terms of how many starting pitchers they have. And a guy like Wood or Manaea or DeSclafani might be able to slide into another contending team's starting rotation when they're kind of on the outside looking in here. And the Giants may have been able to flip one of them for maybe a position player, maybe a prospect. I think that becomes a little bit less likely now that DeSclafani is probably potentially going to miss the season. He might come back in September. Who knows? He's going to be no throw for the next several weeks, and then he'll have to ramp up pretty much from scratch from there. So it'll be tight. And I don't even know, based on how he's pitched this year, if they'll even really want him back at that point.
Yeah, so, my take on that, Danny, might be that they just put him on the 60 and open up another roster spot for somebody that might be in their system too, just to
it's
bring
certainly
up.
Possible that happens down the road, yeah.
Mason Black, maybe. He's pitching today at Sacramento. If he has a good outing, he might be a guy that can fill in with, get that Tristan Beck role, give you a few innings. I don't know. Another name that is out there linked to the Giants is shortstop, second baseman in the Atlanta Braves is Vaughn Grissom. Today, the Braves traded for was it Lopez from the Royals?
Nicky Lopez.
Nicky Lopez. Maybe that's a sign that the Braves are willing to move off of Grissom, who's had great numbers in the minors and would really give the Giants a guy with speed and versatility for the utility role in the infield. With you don't know if Crawford's knee is going to hold up all year. my advice, no one's going to take my advice, but I think they should really like almost platoon Luciano and Crawford, not play Crawford back-to-back games. Get that knee all the way through the end of the season so he doesn't have any more flare-ups. What do you think of something like that?
Something in terms of platooning Crawford and Luciano based on matchup and based on Crawford getting rest is probably the most likely course of action here. I think that's what the Giants are planning on, even if they won't say it outright. It makes the most sense, especially if Luciano's hitting. And if he stops hitting, then they'll send him down and try to get him more work at AAA and figure it out from there. I do think in terms of Vaughn Grissom, I'm surprised to see his name floated out there. He's a young guy with a ton of upside and a lot of years of control. I think that type of player doesn't come available that often and would cost a lot. And I think if the Giants do look to add up the middle, I think a veteran player is probably more likely because it's more of a known commodity and someone who could help.
Maybe like Tim Anderson or something. Tim Anderson.
Maybe Tim Anderson. He had his first home run yesterday of the season, which is pretty shocking.
I know.
But he's been hitting really well since the trade deadline, and I think he is a guy who would fit well. I think maybe Matt Duffy could fit well. He's pretty versatile, former Giant. Someone along those lines where I think you know more of what you're getting compared to a guy like Grissom, who is kind of in a similar boat to Casey Schmidt or Marco Luciano.
Exactly.
Well, great.
Hey, Danny, I appreciate you coming onto the show. That was awesome. Thank you for giving up some of your time.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Danny. We know you got to get running, get a deadline, get an article out. Where can we the chat follow Danny on? It's at KNBR, your KNBR, and then your Twitter handle. Go ahead and give us that.
Yep, my Twitter is at Danny Emerman, just as you see it on Twitter, and you can follow me along KNBR.com.
All right,
fantastic.
Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you coming on, and we'll look forward to maybe catching up with you later on. Maybe after the trade deadline, we'll see what happens with the Giants and where this next 2 months goes with the club. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
See ya.
All right, that was Danny Emerman from KNBR, and
that was nice. He was able to give some time. You could tell he was in a hurry.
Yeah, he's got I was just about ready to let him go, and you stepped in there. So he's got deadlines to meet, and he does the digital side for KNBR. Met Danny down in spring training in the clubhouse here in Arizona, and does a good job for KNBR. Puts out a lot of good content, and heard him ask a lot of questions in the clubhouse of Gabe and others. He does a good job getting to the bottom of things. So look him up, Danny Emerman, on Twitter at Danny Emerman, and on
a lot of
KNBR.
these guys move on to the regular print too. You had Kerry Crowley. He started off at KNBR.com. Evan Weback, wasn't he on KNBR.com before he went up to the Merc as well? I think so.
I'm not sure if he was at KNBR first or if he was at I know he's been on KNBR. He's hosted some shows and stuff, and I know he's
they all started off at KNBR.com, so he probably will be moving on to bigger and better things as well. So that's good for him.
So let's talk about today's game. As you heard from Danny, not a well-played series by either team. A lot of sloppiness. Not able to get bunts down, this and that.
Runners in scoring position. Whew.
Boy, the Giants really, really struggle with that. I mean, in the 11th inning, I was just like, there's no way, the bases loaded, when Joc up, they're not going to score this inning.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured, okay, Joc's not going to strike out to Rivera. I just didn't see it. And I thought, all he's got to do is hit a fly ball. The worst thing that, of course, could have happened in that situation was for Joc to go down swinging, then Flores come up and, hit a grounder anywhere, and it would be a double play just about.
Yeah.
So that was fortunate that, got the job done. I win my bet with Lowe's, huh?
You did. You're getting a free dinner. How about that?
Yeah, Justin Kerwin, 4 of 18 runnings and scoring.
Yeah, it was
14
rough.
left on base.
But yeah, here to answer, because I saw a senior talk about typed it in the chat. Yeah, he said, okay, when he did that video a couple of days ago, he said Coke bottle power, but when he had an interview with Copes, he clarified and it said it hit the concourse in front of the Coke bottle.
Yeah,
so
it cleared the seats.
Yeah,
it cleared the left field bleachers.
Yeah.
So it hit the concourse down near the base of the bottle. Yeah,
exactly. That's still that's a big boy. That's big boy power right there. So
yeah. So some of the moves today are baffling to me.
Real quick though, let's talk about Stripling. He looked good
yeah,
today.
Let's go to the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly today. Ross Stripling pitched great today.
He did.
Only giving up one long ball in 4 1/3 innings. He gave up the home run to Duvall that just beyond the outstretched glove of Matos. Looks like Matos might have had a little bit of a play if he had gotten over to the wall earlier, but he was on the run and couldn't quite get up high enough. Pitching today, Scott Alexander opened up 1 1/3, flawless innings, 16 pitches, 13 strikes. Taylor Rogers gave up a long ball to who was that hit the long ball for who was that? I'm trying to remember now.
Justin Turner hit a bomb.
That was off Tyler Rogers.
Yeah.
But Taylor Rogers.
Duvall.
That was the one that gave up to Duvall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but other performances today, looking at the pitching staff, Tristan Beck.
That was impressive.
Very good today. Goes out. Duvall pitched a pretty good ninth, but Beck's 2 scoreless innings with 3 strikeouts, 18 pitches thrown, 16 for strikes.
Yep.
You got to love that. Well. Bora mentions, yes.
He didn't get fancy. He just stuck with his fastball and that slider. Don't get fancy. Just,
Bora, you made a great point. I made a tweet earlier in the game. Casey Schmidt for the last week looks like he's really picking the ball up better, having much better bats, plate discipline, going deep in the count, fouling balls off. I'm feeling a lot better about Casey Schmidt, and this is why a lot of times when I say you have guys with talent that are, like the difference between Casey Schmidt and David Villar is night and day. Okay, it's night and day when you look at the two comparatively. When you look at athleticism and feel for the game, David Villar looks more like a guy that just goes up there that's going to just try and mash. Casey Schmidt looks like he's going up there with more of an approach.
Yeah.
Casey Schmidt, I told you guys that he'll figure this out, and he still may have some struggles this year and even into next year. But this guy's going to be a 10-year player in the big leagues. He's going to have a 10-year successful career. What I'm excited about is the tandem of Schmidt and Luciano, whether that's Schmidt at third and Luciano at short or vice versa. Those two on the left side for years to come is exciting.
It's going to be some fun defense right there. And then not Giants, to mention, the bat.
Yep. The Giants also have a lot of shortstops that they drafted this year. Plus they got the Arteaga kid. You can never have enough shortstops, in my opinion, because shortstops will bring you good trade value, and they also can play second. They can play third, and they can also play in the outfield, a lot of them.
Hey, real quick, got 107 in the chat. I appreciate that, guys. Make sure you hit that like, and if you haven't subscribed, please.
Yeah. Hey, I got to thinking today watching there was a shot of Brandon Crawford in the dugout, Casey Schmidt giving him a big hug. And I thought to myself, you know what? I think the Giants would be really wise if Crawford is open to it, of bringing Crawford back next year as a platoon guy, backup, shortstop, getting him a feel of this off season, getting him to play some third base. They were going to put him at third this year if Correa stayed. Give Crawford some reps at third, give Crawford some reps at second, and of course, shortstop. And he would be a great veteran presence on this young team. He could become your.
How about he comes back as a coach? How about that?
No, he still could play.
He's going to take up. The only thing is he's going to take up a roster spot.
What, you want Brett Wisely instead of him?
Nope.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know.
Think,
you also got Fitzgerald out there who's going to be an infielder. You don't want to spoil him. I'm just saying, if
you can't.
How about we wait to see if he gets surgery in the offseason? Then maybe they can negotiate something, because we can't afford him always being on the IL as well.
Well, if you just play him like 50, 60 games, whatever, he's a backup. If he, I think
this
you
is
need
perfect.
a vet.
I agree with you, but here's the issue, and this is what I think we're going to lead to. If you mismanage in how they're being played, then you're gonna risk more injuries. I mean, you got some of these moves, and I know you're probably going to get here soon with Kapler, which I guess you could say is the bad in this game. The way he goes to the bench so quick and often, instead of waiting a little bit later into the game when you got a better matchups, you. And maybe some of the reason why Crawford's hurt is because they were playing him too much. I don't know. Maybe not. Same thing with some of these other guys that got cranky hamstrings. If you overplay these guys because that's the roster he was dealt, you're going to risk injury.
Mitchell and Ness says, do you think Buster would want to be backup catcher? Come on, Dan. Well, Mitchell and Ness, if you listen to my what I said was if Crawford is up to it, if he agrees and wants to come back, it's going to be dependent on Crawford. But if he wants to retire as a Giant, he may want to play full-time and thinks he's not done. I guarantee you he's not going to retire. I don't think Brandon Crawford thinks he's done. I think he still can.
He may feel that way. His knees may say something different.
He still feels like he can contribute. He still plays an excellent shortstop. On that bunt, he was moving down the line pretty good. He didn't look like he was, holding back.
Well, with knees, it's the lateral.
Yeah, right. But the knees, it's probably more of a, some kind of arthritis or something in there.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be 37 next year when he starts the season.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that if he wants to play. I wouldn't promise him a starting position, but if you can have him as your backup, and you had, to me, there's an issue if they bring J.D. Davis and Estrada back next year. There's an issue because Casey Schmidt is excellent at. We've barely seen him at third base, and that's his best natural position.
Right.
He's Gold Glove there, but he's playing like Gold Glove second base, and
he is.
I love having Casey Schmidt at second base. Let me tell you why. He's got a cannon for an arm.
He does.
Turning that double play, it's almost like any ball hit to short with any type of speed, of medium speed, to grounder to short, you're going to be able to turn two because Schmidt turns it so fast and he fires it. He's throwing it at 95 miles per hour from second base to first.
He's got an arm.
That's huge. You could make the case that they could work at making Estrada, more of a left fielder type position or something too. If you got Luciano and Davis, they're going to have options. So Lydia, let's see what Lydia has to say. My ideal lineup is Davis at third, Anderson. Okay, Tim Anderson at short, Luciano backing up, Estrada at second, Flores at first, Wade along with Wade. Outfield, Wade June. Oh, Wade in outfield, maybe. Is that what?
And I think I'd rather see Luciano than Anderson, to be honest with you. Just play the kids, man. Just do it.
Catcher, Slater left field, Matos center, Conforto, Gonzalez. Yeah, Gonzalez might be up. It depends on what Yaz. I don't think Gonzalez is going to be ready to come up right now. He needs more of a full, he's going to need 2 weeks of playing time to get himself in playing shape, I think. But if Yaz has got to spend time on the IL, it's possible that I just saw the private chat there. It's funny. It was at 5:15. I was just going to do the same. Yeah. It's possible that I lost my train of thought. Oh, Ramos may be coming up if they put Yaz on the IL. I don't know if they'll do that or not. They tend to wait a day or two and see if he's getting any better. But come on, this is the third time. We know it's not going to get better. We know it's not getting better. Mm-hmm. It could be tight, but it's going to come back. It's not healed. Put the guy on the IL, and you know what? It's going to be August 1st here in 2 days. So tomorrow's July 31st. Put him on the IL and leave him on the IL for most of the month of August. Make sure that thing's well. And if you're going to have Yaz, you're going to need his defense. You're going to need him healthy. What I'm tired of is guys on the base pass running at 70% because the Giants are saying we don't. Look, okay, Conforto, Slater, and Yaz, they're all told don't burn it because we don't want you. And then you got Flores in the lineups that's slower than those guys when they're going 70, 60%.
Yep.
So you can't have 4 guys in your lineup that are just slow as hell.
That are hobbled. Yeah.
I mean, come on. Jeez. Get the guys healthy that can play because speed can win you games. I mean, yeah. Lydia says Conforto is likely staying. I'm not so sure about that, Lydia. I think he can get a better contract out in the free market with Scott Boras.
Yeah, Scott's going to have him opt out.
Yeah, I mean, worst case, if he opts out, he's going to be able to get another 1-year deal for what he was going to get if he opts in. So he did qualify today or yesterday with plate appearances to be able to opt out of his contract. He got 350 plate appearances. So I think it's a matter of just letting these guys heal up. And, another thing, Eric, Yaz getting hurt right now again today gives you a signal to go out if you're Farhan and get a player. You still have time to get somebody of value, an Adam Duvall, as Danny Emerman said.
I like that Teoscar,
right fielder for Seattle.
Yep.
I mean, somebody along that line.
But the problem is, if Haniger's coming back, I don't know, man. This is the issue.
I could almost see him trading Ramos.
They probably will
for one of those guys, Duvall or How do you say his last name?
Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah,
Teoscar Hernandez.
Teoscar is his first name. Yeah, I could almost see.
We talked about that yesterday, Safi. Like you might want to rehash this here, Dan. Talking about Grissom.
What do you think, Dan? What do you think of the rumors being interested with Grissom from the Braves? I think that would be I think it would be a great trade. But
Danny thinks that they may not want to let him go because he's got a lot of upside.
Yeah, he's got a lot of upside, and he's young, only 22. So it would be great for the Giants to get somebody like that. Yeah. Hold on here. I got to answer. All righty. So, here's another problem I had today with the game. Justin Turner pretty much had ownage on Tyler Rogers.
Yes.
And my point of I don't understand capital. All the analytic people. Oh, yeah, we love analytics. Okay, fine. You love your analytics. Use your analytics. If you're going to use them, how do you pick and choose to use them on what case? I mean, clearly Turner has had great success against Tyler Rogers. Plus, he was with the Dodgers all those years, and the Dodgers had a particular approach on Rogers. They hit him really hard a lot because they saw him, 18 times a year prior to this year. So why are you putting a guy out there in a high leverage situation? I understand he's your guy, but facing Justin Turner, and what happens? He hits a 2-run homer. Mark Graves says, I guess Cap missed the stats on his computer on Turner. Yeah. Oh, Scooble's a good pitcher. Yeah. The guy that shut down the Giants the other day. Scooby. Yep. Yeah. What else we got in the chat here? Let's see. So we'll see what the Giants will do, if anything. My guess is that they do something with Detroit and Scott Harris and Eduardo Rodriguez. Just a hunch, maybe wrong.
This Giants, is out there.
Giants need a lefty. They've checked with the Mets, starting, but not currently engaged in negotiations.
That'd be interesting. Usually you don't see Braves do that, but they might. We'll see.
Well, yeah. They want to go for it.
Yep.
Teams that are,
there are certain teams out there they ain't messing around.
Oh, I could see the Mets going after Grissom and another person or something like that. Yeah. Young, controllable guys.
Oh, yeah, that might be part of a trade package to get Verlander. Yep. And I don't know if you saw that, but I guess they're saying the price for Verlander is going to be more than what Scherzer would have brought back, and that the Mets probably will not be paying any of Verlander's contract.
Where'd you hear that?
Oh, God, where did I see it? I think it was somewhere in Twitter or MLB Trade where the hell did I find that? But they were just saying the asking price for Verlander is going to be much higher than Scherzer. Let me see I'll see if I can find it.
Hey, well, he'd fit in great, Ted. Hernandez would fit in great with the Giants. Maybe he can help them get that record then if they got him with all the Ks. He leads the major leagues in baseballs and strikeouts. Come to the
well, there you go.
Come to the team that strikes out almost as much as anybody. Let's see. What else do we have? No, that's it. That'd be Safi says Luke Jackson back to Atlanta and a prospect for Vaughn Grissom. That would work. It's interesting what the Giants will do when it comes to the bullpen. I got to believe Ryan Walker might work himself way into some high leverage positions.
Yeah, why not? Look how good he did yesterday. That was fantastic.
He's done pretty well a few times. Also, the Giants have Brebbia coming back.
Right.
At some point.
I haven't seen Luke Jackson yet, and he's been back
for
a while.
He's pitched the other day. He pitched the other day.
Did he? I don't remember him pitching.
Yeah. Yep. Those headsets, they don't have sound coming through them.
For who?
You.
Why? What are you playing something?
No, you didn't hear what I said.
No, I'm not even paying. I'm trying to look at Twitter to find. I'm trying to find this damn.
Eric can't multitask. Everybody.
No, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Safi says, Dan, what do you think about the rumors of us being interested in the rookie show? Okay, we
talked about that.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
Where did I see it?
Oh, did Boris say we're going to get swept? Are we getting Greg Dayton getting some optimism now, taking some shots at Bora, huh? All right. Did you say we were going to get swept? The Giants? Just come on out and say that. Bora, I might have to have you come on here and say I was wrong. I have to do it all the time, Bora.
Here we go. Got it right here. I knew it was damn trade rumors.
Oh, he says, yes, I did. That's great. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Bora, you should have taken my bet. You could have got a free dinner from Lowe's. Greg Dayton. I love it. Oh, man. Hold on here. What are we doing here?
Here we go. This is what it was right here.
I just hit the Greg Dayton. Robert rubbing off on me. That's great. I love it.
So what they're saying, several teams have been tied to the 9-time All-Star, including the Rangers, Astros, Dodgers. However, Andy Martino of SNY reports that the Mets value Verlander much differently than Scherzer. They place a higher asking price in terms of prospects and aren't willing to pay down the salary to the same extent they were in order to move Scherzer. So
okay, there we go.
He's going to cost.
Yeah. All right. While you were looking at that, we were having a whole conversation. You didn't even know what was going on, did you? You still don't know what's going on.
Ooh.
Everything went right over there. He still hasn't here.
Mason Black is not having a good outing.
He's not even listening, everybody.
Nope. Mason Black, he's given up 4 earned runs and 2 innings.
Shows going on at the same time today.
Man.
Eric, come back to us. Come back,
I'm back
Eric.
now. I'm back.
Okay, come back. Okay.
Bora was wrong. Talking about being swept, I heard something about that.
All right. Dan has changed Greg Dayton. I don't like it.
That's funny.
Oh boy, that's good. I don't want. So, what do we got here, Justin? Black, 2 home runs today?
No, he gave up. Oh, I don't know. He might have given up 2, but he's given up 4 earned runs and 2 innings.
Let's see.
3 strikeouts, 4 hits, 4 earned. 2 home runs.
Home runs, yeah. Okay. ERA over 6. It is in Albuquerque, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So take it for a grain of salt. I mean, guys, there's a guy down there with the Giants named Alvarez, who's a 29-year-old guy that's been in the minor league. He's hit like 4 home runs in this series. I think, the balls just fly out of there.
Yeah.
So it's take it for what it's worth. Somebody is asking, how is Ramos doing today? I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I got it on game day right now.
Ramos box score showing 0 for 1 with a strikeout. It's only looks like the top of the 3rd now. Will Wilson will lead off the top of the 3rd, the 9-hitter for Sacramento. Yeah, Bart's kind of tailed off again. He's down to 218.
Yep. He
Luis
did draw a lot
Gonzalez
today.
got a hit in the 1st inning. So Gonzalez getting his reps in. Don't be surprised if Gonzalez comes up within a week or 2, especially if they decide to shut down Yaz.
Well, they said it's hamstring tightness. They probably ain't going to shut him down.
Oh, Lowe says he's emailing the Red Sox owner to ship some Boston chowder and lobster roll directly to Danny's house. Pathetic. Oh,
now that's funny.
My wife would love the lobster. I'm not a big fish guy, but not a big seafood guy. But I am going to try some halibut tonight on the grill. I told my wife I'll give it a shot.
Get some butter and some garlic together, man. Good stuff.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Lydia P says Junis would disco for Verlander. I think the Mets would hang up the phone.
Yep. Immediately.
They want young people, Lydia. They want young prospects that are controllable, and they don't want disco trash.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a hell of a price to pay for that. And they already said they're now. So the negotiating of a contract of his contract is going to be a non-starter as well. They want prospects.
Yeah, and Giants could do it. I mean, they should. They should either do that or go get Rodriguez.
Are you willing to give up a Harrison, a Wisenhunt?
No.
That's what they're going to be asking for.
No,
watch.
They're not for.
You don't think so? For Verlander?
No.
Let's see what Verlander gets.
He's not going to get you your top prospect. No way. I mean, not at that. Not unless the Mets are taking on salary.
I mean, just like you said, look what the Angels did for Giolito.
But those two are not anywhere near a Harrison. I mean, Harrison's like top 20 in prospect.
Well, I don't think he's going to come to the Giants.
Those two guys weren't even in the top 100. I don't think.
I don't think he's going to come to the Giants anyways, but I'm interested to see what team gives up to get Verlander. Yeah,
so far it looks like most teams have been giving up, number 3s and 4s and 5s, prospect-wise. It'll be very interesting. I think a lot happens tomorrow with now the games are over for today. I was hoping the Cubs would lose a couple games before they lost today so that they could fall back a little bit. But that's not the case. It's just the Cubs have really positioned themselves to get in this wild card race, and they're still in their division race. Cincinnati crushed
them.
The Dodgers today.
Yep.
9-0, and that was
De La Cruz launched a bomb.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here today. Giants, of course, win 4-3 in the 11th inning.
They scored more than 3 runs.
Finally. Look at that. Orioles. They scored 7
innings.
Orioles scored 7 in the first today. 6 before they had an out. It was 6-0 with nobody out. Oh, man. Angels get a win over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays pick up the reliever from the Cardinals, Jordan Hicks.
Yep.
That's a huge move for the Blue Jays. Look out. This American League's going to be tough.
I'm telling you, that's a tough league. And to see Baltimore, they're at the top.
That's why crazy. I would be going to Baltimore right now, man. And I'd be offering them at least Cobb. Get a top rookie. I mean, they need us. If you don't go all the way and try and win the division and then just not even play for the playoffs. I mean,
yeah,
gosh, they need somebody.
Yeah, they sure do.
Phillies lose. That helps the Giants today. Marlins. Oh, I thought the Marlins had lost. Why did I see? I thought Marlins won. Okay, I thought they lost. Mets, Whites. Okay, in the who cares category, Rays beat the Astros. Cardinals finally win, but they've already traded Montgomery to Texas along with Chris Stratton yesterday. Earlier today they traded Jordan Hicks. Look for Jack Flaherty to go somewhere today or tomorrow.
Yep,
maybe Tuesday, but he's going to be gone. Reds, look at that, 9.
I wonder what's going on with them in Pittsburgh, because they announced last week that Mitch Keller and Will Bednar were on the trading block. Surprised no one has.
Here comes the Padres.
Yep,
swept the Rangers.
That's crazy, huh?
Gary Sanchez. How many home runs is that for Sanchez? Like 10?
I know he had 2 today, right?
He's probably got 11. Let's see.
He had 2 taters.
Gary Sanchez. Come on, where's the home runs?
Up.
12. 12. He leads. He would be the second highest and he hasn't even played like a half a season. Oh, my goodness. Giants had him. They couldn't have used him at DH? Seriously. You couldn't have used Gary Sanchez as a third string catcher and a DH from the right side?
He's not exactly hitting for average. He's got the power.
Yeah, but the Giants have, it's like they don't get anything.
But that's kind of what I'm tired of the Giants, is always just going for the home run. I want someone to get on base. How about Matos today? We didn't even get in today. He had 2 hits. One of them a double.
Not only 2 hits, but a
great defense
catch. It wasn't a spectacular catch, but it was a timely catch out in center field. Really threw off. I think it was Christian Arroyo might have been on second. They doubled him off.
Yep.
No, Dan, the Slater love affair was valued more than Gary Sanchez. Yeah. Jeez. Greg Dayton says Rangers and Bochy are frauds. What do you mean by that, Greg?
What are you doing, Greg?
I don't know, man. Bochy a fraud?
What are you talking about?
That's
the guy who won you 3 World Series, or was part of it, I should say.
Borderline blasphemous over there.
Frauds. Frauds.
Okay. Padres are still 2 games under 500 while the Giants. Yes, Robert. But if they won 5 more in a row, they'd be 3 over. And if the Giants lost 5 in a row, they'd be only 5 over. So it's not inconceivable for the Padres to make a late run with the talent they have and the pitching. You watch, the Padres will add somebody. I can almost guarantee it. AJ Preller is in on everything. He talks to every GM. He knows what's going on, and he's going to figure a way to pull off a deal. Wouldn't shock me if they got Verlander.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Well, I don't know, because their farm system's kind of weak, so.
They still have something, though. He believes in getting guys. San Diego could pull off. They still got guys in their farm system. I think they've got a shortstop. I don't think they'd want to get rid of him, but maybe because he's blocked. You got Bogarts for 10 years. San Diego Padres top prospects. If we look at Jackson Merrill, is the Padres top prospect, shortstop, and we'll see. He's a AA. But anyway, and let's see what else we got in the chat here. Hold on a second here. All right.
Wait, what's Mark saying here? Interesting in baseball, there is nobody complaining about super teams with some loading up, but if you're the NBA, it's a problem.
Hey, Bora. Come on in, Bora. Come on in, or anybody else who wants to come in. Whether Safi, is Senior out there today in the house?
Senior's out there.
Rothberg, Robert, make an appearance from the East Coast. It's only 9 o'clock. Still early for you. Safi, I think you're right on that. Manaea and Wood 100% have value just based off supply and demand and the fact that they're lefties. I think so. Starting pitching is horrendous this year. Nobody has hardly 3 quality starters. In fact, the team that has probably 3 quality starters is the Padres. Snell and Darvish and Musgrove.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to look at a team that's why I say don't count out you could talk about all the negative chemistry you want with the Padres. They're starting to feel it. And they've got energy in the still recovering from the bananas last night, he says, out in Sacramento. How was that? I heard the lights went out during the game. But that had to be cool, seeing Hunter Pence come up from the outfield with a scooter and then come up and bat. Heard he got 2 at bats last night and got a hit or something. Yeah. Let's see. Justin Kerwin.
Oh, but yeah, talking about starting pitching. Yeah, it's interesting what Danny talked about, with DeSclafani going on the shelf. I think that plays a whole different
it could
light on what the Giants want to do as far as
I don't think the Giants had any intention of using much as DeSclafani anymore.
True.
I don't know if that hurts them. Beck's better. He's got better stuff. His slider's a wipeout slider. Mm-hmm. DeSclafani's is just, everything's telegraphed, it seems like, with DeSclafani. I'd stick him on the 60-day IL. And
one thing I didn't know, he was on he's on no throw for a few weeks.
He's not going to be ready. He's elbow. Get him on the 60-day. Just move him over to the you watch this week. He gets put on the 60-day IL. I almost guarantee it. That he goes on
if there's a trade, that's going to be the first move.
Yeah, they can easily, if they want to put somebody on the roster without getting rid of somebody.
That may be
the roster.
That may be true.
We all know he's not
True.
injured. Senior softball game says, yeah, Padres are hot. I'm telling you, I started buying into some of the other guys that were talking about them being a mess and all that, but
yeah, I never fell for that. Yeah, whatever.
I look at the roster.
No one knows what's happening to the clubhouse except for the people who are in the clubhouse.
It's a long season. There's still plenty of games to be played, close to 60. What is the Giants' record now? 58-48? Is that what they are?
Yeah, I think that's what it is, yeah.
Okay, so they're 58-48. They played 106. So Giants have 56 to go? Is that right, my math? Yeah. 56 games. Man, I've seen teams. I showed you the record the other day of the Padres in 21.
Yeah, and the bottom fell out.
Oh my goodness, they were like 15 games over 500 at one point.
And then they just
120 games in.
And they didn't even finish with 80 wins.
No.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Baseball's a funny game that way. It's a long season. And
Justin Kerr said by mid-August. Yeah, he said by mid-August, Padres will jump the Giants. They may. It's possible.
Who said that, Justin? He may be right.
Yeah, maybe.
It would not shock me. Giants have only one hope of staying in this where they're at competing. They're only 2 games out of first place right now, which is amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. Here's the deal. Oops, did something there. All right, here's the thing. The Giants, if they want to maintain their spot and even try and overtake the Dodgers, you need another starting pitcher and you need an outfielder with power and maybe a guy like Tim Anderson. 3 guys, okay? And here's the thing. How silly has Farhan been? How silly will Farhan look, everybody, if he hardly does anything when he said we're going to be aggressive? I haven't seen any aggressiveness yet at all. I've seen passivity.
He said a lot of things, so I'm not taking anything he says for anything. There's no. Never mind. I'm not going to even go there. Hey, we got a couple of new guys here I haven't seen before. It says in 1996, it's going to be a long August no matter what. Yep, dog days. That's when records can alter dramatically. People get tired. The ball starts flying more. We got Tom Weyerts. What record did the Giants do you think need to have to get into playoffs and then figure it out when I lost it from here on in? All right, thank you.
Giants,
all right.
What record do the Giants
need to have to get into playoffs?
And then figure it out. They got to win at least 87 games. Hey, if Farhan doesn't do anything this year as far as of real importance, our thumbnail for Tuesday night's broadcast is going to be this right here, guys. That's going to be our thumbnail. The boy who cried wolf. Yeah, I've heard so many times about Farhan, what he's going to do, this and that. I'll give him credit if he pulls it off, but if he doesn't, man, I am going to
just. You're gonna blow up again.
I'm gonna go nuts on him because, you're better off just keeping your mouth shut if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Just shut up.
All right, hey, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to, this. You're going to do all this during the winter. You did nothing. I don't know.
Safi's got his trade idea out there. I put it up on the board there.
Trade considerations of the Royals for Matt Duffy. Cash consideration trade Luke Jackson and Alex Wood for Vaughn Grissom. Trade Joey Bart for a reliever. Yeah, I like that. I do. Get a Matt Duffy. He's the kind of guy that gives you veteran leadership, can play all over the diamond in the infield. Vaughn Grissom gives you a lot for next year and going forward and could help you this year. I'd rather have Vaughn Grissom than Tim Anderson because Vaughn Grissom's controllable. Tim Anderson.
Hey, Safi, the only thing is, don't you think the Giants need another starting pitcher?
He didn't put that in there, but that might be just part of it. They definitely need a starting pitcher.
Hey, MF, is that legit? Got a trade alert here.
Sure it is. That's legit. Angels are acquiring outfielder Randall Grichuk and first baseman C.J. Cron from the Rockies. Okay, they're going all in. That's a good deal for the Angels. I don't know how they're doing it. They have no minor leaguers. Where's Farhan? Grichuk would be great type of guy, or Cron.
C.J. Cron. Power. Yeah. They Giants. Both got power from the right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right Randall Grichuk kills lefties, if I'm not mistaken. Who was talking about that?
He's probably
Jeff Young, when we had him in, he was talking about that.
Yeah. So there you have it, people. More deals. Let me see. Let me check.
Is there any? Hey, Safi, I don't know offhand. Is there a starting pitch? I mean, is Mitch Keller? Is he a free agent or is he controlled? Same thing with Dylan Cease. I think Cease is controllable for a year. I think Mitch Keller, is controllable as well too. But I mean, will Farhan wheel and deal to try to get either one of those? Either one of those guys would be, I think, pretty good in the number 3 spot. Have Stripling as your number 4.
I'm not.
Yeah, there we go.
Are you seeing any?
I would say Mitch Keller or Dylan Cease if you could get it. I mean, you gotta.
John Heyman's reporting it. Okay.
You gotta be aggressive, right?
So the Angels, deals are happening.
Yep, they are.
It's unbelievable that the Angels are making these deals. I mean, wow. Could you imagine if the Angels get into the playoffs? Because Trout's going to be back in a month. So you get Trout back with Ohtani and Grichuk and Cron. And although they did lose Ward for a while, I think he got hit in the face last night, didn't he?
If I'm not mistaken, isn't I heard it on the radio. I guess the Angels catcher is coming back soon too. I guess they're high on him. Someone that was injured. They
acquired C.J. Cron and outfielder Randall Gritchett from the Rockies in exchange for right-handed pitchers Jake Madden and Mason Albright. The deal is accepted by our model as a moderate overpay by the Angels. That's baseball trade values.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Scott Fowler. As a matter of fact, we missed it. Thank you for the $199. He says, use trade calculator when referring to players. It gives you a good idea. Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yes. I just think the Angels are going to have a tough time overtaking those teams from the American League East.
Yeah.
Only 3 wild cards, and you got the Blue Jays. I mean, the Tampa Bay Rays as probably one of them for sure, or the Orioles, one of those two. Then you got 1. Then you've got the Blue Jays as 2, and the Yankees or Red Sox as 3. And then you got the Mariners possibly overtaking the Angels. I just think the Angels maybe a little too little. What's the saying?
Too little,
too late. I think that's.
I don't know, but this is the time to do it. They still got 2 months.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I tell you, this is going to be one of the more exciting runs to the playoff to see who's going to make it and who's not. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm going to take a seat here. I'm getting a little.
Hey, you didn't have to donate another one. I just put it up for you there, Scott. But thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Take a seat here.
No, he's saying you can pull up the website right now. Yeah, you can. I've seen other streamers will put that up there and plug in the numbers and see where they are as far as trade value. I don't know how legit that is, but I guess it gives you a rough estimate of where they're at. I don't know, man. Matt Duffy doesn't really move the needle for me. I mean, how's he doing? I really haven't seen his numbers. I don't know.
Hey, buddy. How you
doing? Safi, thanks for coming and hanging out for a while. You brought some good thoughts to talk about. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I did put in a call for Kyle Haynes a couple weeks ago, but I've got to reach back out to the Giants PR. That was during the draft, a little before the draft, and he was getting ready for the draft. So now that things are a little bit after that, I'll put in another request and see if we can get that.
Have a good one, Safi.
Yeah, thanks, Safi. Liam says no trades are going to make this team a World Series favorite.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, right now I gotta believe that if I was doing a bet, I would probably go Atlanta in the National League and either Texas or Toronto would be my favorites in the American League. I like Texas because of what they've added. They've gotten 2 pretty good pitchers in Scherzer and Montgomery to shore up the rotation. Added a little strength to the bullpen. They've got great hitting. And I love Toronto's lineup. And now you got Jordan Hicks at the back end of the bullpen with the other guy, drawing a blank. Is it Moreno?
Jordan Romero.
Romero. I mean, yeah.
Romero. Yeah, he's gonna be on the shelf for a little while though.
Yeah, a few weeks probably though, right? Yeah, but going down the stretch, man, you get those guys. Ugh. So Toronto, I like Toronto in the playoff situation more than the Orioles. Orioles are young, and I don't necessarily think the Orioles have the horses in the pitching staff to get it done. That's why I think they should be going for it with a young guy, that's controllable. And they got so much stuff, man. But pitching's tough because your pitchers get hurt. just like that. And, I mean, look at the Rangers signed DeGrom, $185 million. He's probably not going to pitch hardly next year either. He went out in June. He's not going to be ready until July, probably at the earliest, June, July.
Right,
and then
right.
How effective is he going to be? So, yeah, Scott is correct. Cobb is one of the only trade assets the Giants have.
True.
I think they could get something for Mania. Nothing great, but I think if you wanted to come off that salary, but the the hard thing about getting rid of lefties is they are really valuable to you in key situations because they're hard to come by. You know, they really are. I mean, you look at the majority of starting pitching; it's 65 to 70% right-handed pitchers.
Yep.
Let's see, Eric. When are you going to a Giants game? Justin asked.
Shoot, not this year, probably. I mean, if you come down in August or September, maybe I'll catch a game with you. But man, that makes it for a long day.
Yeah, I won't come down, but I might come up.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
You didn't get that one, did you?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Because you'll be coming up north. Gotcha.
Yeah. Manias has a negative trade value. Interesting. Let's see. Pull up the roster on the website. Scott Fowler says I can do that. Let me pull that up here.
The trade, the one that he was talking about.
Is he talking about the Giants roster? Or
No. He's talking about that website. He's talking about
pull up roster.
The value.
I
can't remember the name
of
of
the roster. Which one is he? I'm not sure.
Hey, Scott, are you talking about that trade value website? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about the Giants website?
Take a look here.
He says it has the team value. I'm thinking he's talking about that one that he was.
All right, I got it right here. Pull it up.
C. Martinez says you can't trade Cobb. Giants 40-man is thin at pitching with Disco, Wynn, Sapucki, Waits, and Brebbie on the IL. Move on an outfielder plus prospects for a starting pitcher. It
depends on you. You could trade him if you want to play for your future. If you're playing for this year, no, you can't trade him.
Right. Correct. That's the issue. That's probably the biggest issue right now is, are you wanting to make trades for the future or are you wanting to make trades to try to make the run this year? That makes a big difference.
Let's create a trade here.
Go for it.
All right, who do we want to throw out here? Let me do this here. Select team.
I think, you can look on the team and it could tell you all the values of each player on the team before you make the trade.
All right, 2-team trade. Let's go with
try Flattery. I'm
going to try the Tigers first.
Oh, with Eduardo?
Yeah. Tigers. And team 2. Do you do 2? Wait. Hold on. Let me go back here. Rodriguez. Come on. Oh, these are all minors, guys. Major. Oh, they got it in alphabetical order. Let me see if I can get Rodriguez on here. Okay, trade to. I got to put team 2 in, I guess. Shoot.
Is it working?
I'm having a okay. Team 2 here.
Yeah, for some reason it's not showing. I think you have to maybe. It's weird. Yeah.
Are you seeing it?
Oh, it says it's got a trade proposal. That's all we see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I'm here. All right.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know why. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let me see. I missed this. Okay. All right. What was
real quick? Eric L says Eduardo Rodriguez from Mason Black, Elliot Ramos, David VR, Sean Manaea. Found this on Giants trade rumors.
Who was it for?
Eduardo Rodriguez.
But who were the Giants?
Mason Black, Elliot Ramos, David VR, Sean Manaea.
That's way too much to give up for a rental. Guy can opt out. I wonder what let me see what the numbers look like. All right. Rodriguez is he's got a 5 value. The heck? Papirski's on there. He's got a 0 value. 0. He should have a negative 40. Rodriguez 5. What's this low?
John Morrissey, trade deadline update. Yankees, Marlins, Blue Jays, Phillies among teams looking at right-handed bats with Pham and Canha.
Mark
the
Canha.
Mets are one seller in this sector of the trade market. You know who I didn't see in there? Looking for a right-handed bat?
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
All right. You know what? I am total value. Giants get 5. Tigers get. All right. Let me go.
Yeah, I don't know why we can't see it. I think you have to scroll that bar down off to the far.
This one? No.
Whatever.
Let me see who we could put together here. We need a value of 5 for Rodriguez. Wow, Harrison's 39. Estrada's a 23.6. Duvall, 38.2. Wonder what Webb is. Jelly's like a 0.3.
Woohoo!
Haniger, minus 27.
Shut the hell up.
It is.
Man, that's probably because he's hurt, I guess. I don't know. That sounds pretty bad.
Cobb's a 15.4. I'll bet you Webb's up in the
he's playing in 20s.
40. I bet he's in the 40s.
40s?
For a starting pitcher? Let's see. Let me get to Webb. Still haven't got to him yet. Stripling, minus 10.8. That's a problem.
That's a problem. Yeah.
Wood, minus 1.2. That's a problem. Wisenhunsen, 8.9. I underestimated Webb. What do you think his value is?
I'll say 29.
How come I can't get this to share? Let me go back to stop. Let me see if I can do this again.
Los even says, I'm not giving up all that for Rodriguez, and he likes the guy.
Oh, my battery's running low. Hold on. I unplugged. What happened? Oh, shoot. Oh.
All right, guys. Just so you know, Dan may be leaving here shortly, but he will be back. We'll see.
There we go. I
Oh,
was
you
wondering
got
why my light was dim on my screen. I was like, it had come out. Okay. Now, can you guys see that now?
Yeah, we can see it. We got to zoom in now.
There we go. Logan Webb's value. Look at that.
143.
Yes. Told
Holy
you
shit.
the guy was valuable. I didn't know he was that valuable. Let's check. I mean, that's because he signed for 4 or 5 years. Control counts. Man. All right, so let's go back to this. Who could we trade for Rodriguez? Velasquez is a shortstop in the minors, 4.7. Is that what that means when we go to Webb at 143? Wait. 143. Oh, that's the median. Low, median, high. So we're just looking at the median. Yeah, you could go Velasquez, probably. Shortstop. I don't know. He's years away, I think. Don't even
I don't
know
even
what
know who that
level
guy
he's
is,
at.
to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't.
But that's, you could go,
The Rockies are going to send $2 million to the Angels in a deal.
Yaz has got a 4.3 value. Look at that. All right. Let's take a look at what,
Minus. Never mind.
what do you think Luciano's value is? What do you think it is? I mean, Duvall's a 38. Harrison was, what did we say Harrison
Well, that's
was?
a good question. I'm not sure.
39 for Harrison. I'll bet you Luciano's about
He's probably less
70.
than that. You
I
think
bet
he'd
he's
be
a
less?
70. I'm going to say he's a 70.
You think so? You think he'd be more than Harrison?
Maybe he's I'm going to guess 50. Maybe 50. I might be wrong. Probably am way wrong. Let's see.
No, there is Cheetos PK, but they are in
21. Yeah, he is less. Only 21.
Yeah, I figured so.
I guess young starters are okay. Matos a 38.
Ooh, here's your news that you're talking about, Dan. Taylor Ward, 60-day DL with facial fractures.
That's why they went and got
they did.
What's his name? Grichuk. I'm going to say
Crone.
Yeah. Wasn't Ward an outfielder?
I think so.
I don't think he was their first baseman, was he? I don't know. Meckler's an 8.7. I wouldn't trade him. All right, so let's give here we go. Pomerez, 23. Let's give him to Detroit. And I'm going to put Pomerez in there. We're going to make this trade work. And we're going to go.
Oh, man.
What's so funny?
Spencer goes, how much we getting for Los? And Los says, Spencer, Los is a 250. He's untradeable. Oh, man. Yeah, you missed the MF? We had enough of his shenanigans. We just said, get out. See ya.
All right. We're just going to do a little.
There was too much blasphemy against Lex Luger. So we said, Los, gotta go.
Brandon. Oh, no, that's Reggie Crawford. Brandon Crawford's a minus 3.2 right now. Conforto's a negative 12.8 value.
Who'd you say before? You said Crawford?
Reggie Crawford.
Or Reggie? What is Brandon Crawford?
Vaughn Brown's a 7.8. Reggie Crawford is a plus 4.7. JD Davis is an 11. Strada's 23. All right. Giants, man, Haniger minus 20. Okay. Where can I make a deal?
NorCal Sports Report says, I think Farhan is dead. What is he doing? Cameron, you Mario'd him? No, we did not Mario Los. Come on now.
Oh, man. Come on. Give me Slater's a 3.3. Schmidt's 11.7.
Yeah, that's really hard to read. I could barely even read.
Yeah, I know. It's. I'd have to really blow it up. I'm trying to. Pederson's a minus 2.6, probably because he's free agent and he hasn't done a ton.
Right.
All right. I'm just scrolling through here. You know what?
It says scroll up to the top and go to the trade simulator. There it is. Tigers get.
Oh yeah, I'm already working on that.
Oh,
I'm
you
trying,
are.
I got to get some more guys.
You just got to get one more guy at like 2.6 or
yeah, I might have to do an overpay here just to Maluski.
Slater is a 55.5 in the eyes of Farhan.
How about this guy? Who's this guy? Miles, 23, right-handed pitcher. There we go. We're giving him, trading him to the Tigers. We don't know who he is. And here's our trade.
Who the hell? Miles? Who's Miles?
Validate the trade. Trade accepted. There's your trade. I don't know. Miles and Pomerez.
Who the hell? I know Pomerez, but who the hell's Miles?
Miles away. I don't know from me. But that's who we get. There it is. There's your trade, everybody. Eduardo Rodriguez for.
You know that ain't happening. Come on.
I just made it. It's done.
It's done. Book it.
Call Jeff Passan and let him know he can get it out there. We've just completed a deal. San Francisco Giants have traded Miles Stroman.
I don't know what the hell.
There it is.
I don't even know what that means, man.
I don't know. Miles. Yeah. Giants get Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, you probably could add some more people. Yeah, how about someone saying, who is it? Ted saying, add Jason Foley from Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Could get, but yeah. Hey, there you go. Not giving up Miles. I don't know who it is. If anybody's heard of him in the chat.
Yeah, I like Eric. He goes, Farhan sure makes it shitty for Giants content creators. It does, doesn't it? Oh, my God.
Man, yeah, we're having to do his job here. Add Lorenzen. Let's see what Lorenzen's value is. I forgot. Here, let's go back.
Oh, man.
Lorenzen's value is the 3.3. Is he yeah, we'll take Lorenzen and then we'll give you jelly and peanut butter and
oh, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Crud. There's your deal. There's your deal of the day. I mean, I'll have to go with that and play with that a little bit more with
man, see who was it? Steve Fowler. You see what you did? I'm going to be getting like 10 million messages talking about this. We got a trade here. According to this. Oh, man. You're going to be working that all day. I'm going to see about 10 tweets come across. Hey, but your poll's doing pretty good.
Oh, the poll's done.
Yeah, you got like over 400 votes. That's pretty good.
Here's the final results, everybody. I'll pull it up here.
Oh, yeah. Bring it up. Bring up your Twitter on there. Oh, here, I could do it. Here, let me find it.
I got it right here. It's open.
You got it?
You mean X?
I'm sorry. X, yes. That's what I put in the description, too. You can follow Danny Emerman X at Danny Emerman.
Boy, I've been tweeting a lot this week.
You've been doing what?
Been tweeting a lot or Xing.
Yeah, today, and you were on fire.
Yeah, I was a little bit how do you promote this? All right. It says I can promote the text. All right, here we go. Here's the final results, people, of the Twitter poll. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, expand it a little. There you go. 48.7. That's pretty good.
Do you want the Giants to go all in and trade away some of their good prospects for top players and try to win the World Series, or sell players that are not part of the future, such as Cobb, Joc, Conforto, Wood, Brebbia, and others? Didn't have room to put all of them in, and try to get other teams' top prospects back that are ready to play and follow the model of Atlanta, Houston, and Baltimore. Reason I put it that way is because so many teams have been trading, giving away some of their top 5 prospects for rentals and relievers. I mean, you could add like a Rogers, Taylor Rogers, Tyler Rogers in there, and they would bring you back some good prospects. So the polls came out this way: 16% of the 411 votes said try to win the World Series this year. So that's approximately 66 people that voted that way. 48.7 said sell. So out of that, that's 200 people of the 411 that said sell for a great future. Sell and buy, 28%, a combination of do a little bit of both. Or the last was do nothing, and that came out to 6.6%. That was Robert and his wife and his family. No, no, I'm just kidding. I would be okay with selling and buying. My first choice would be to sell for a great future. But I'm okay also with selling and buying if you do it carefully and you try to pick up some top prospects and trade away some of your veterans for other vets, that are ready to play this year to contribute. So we'll see. Man, hey, nobody wanted to come in today, huh? I put the chat in there. You guys want the link again? Here it comes.
Yeah, you might have to put it in there multiple times
because we're not gonna stay too long. We've been going an hour and a half, and I'm pretty tired. So, here's the link. Anybody wants to come in for the final 10, 15 minutes? Max, we're going today is till 6:45. So we're out of here at 6:45. So hang with us for another 12, 13 minutes, and we'll close it out. Anybody want anything to add?
Yes, MF. If something big goes down with the Giants, we will go live.
Yeah,
for sure.
Lane Thomas, that's a name I haven't seen. Yes, I would love that. I like that, Ted. Sell Haniger, Conforto, Joc, Wood, buy Erod, Lane Thomas, and Grissom. Yeah.
I got a feeling that Grissom's probably going to be part of a Verlander trade if the Atlanta goes that route.
I would think he'd be in it.
Yeah. For sure.
Dan, be on your bed and stream. Oh, man. Yeah, laying down half asleep. We will go live. Yeah. What else we got? All right. I did put this chat out there, guys. We got about 10 minutes. So we don't have the flight all out there today, huh?
No, he said, I think he was working today or something. If I'm not mistaken.
Let's see.
Oh, I got Liam.
Oh, Liam joins us all the way from the UK. Hello, Liam.
What's up, Liam?
Hello. Yes.
How are you?
Very light.
Yeah.
MF? No.
What did MF say?
Will you do a live stream if the Giants reacquire Kevin Padlow?
Oh, sure. Yeah, right. Yeah, I got to look at my clock here because I always got – oh, my goodness. It's 2:35 in the morning, Liam. What are you doing?
We've got to stay up and listen to this.
Yeah, look at that. That's some dedication,
man. That's
Holy
dedication,
moly.
man. That
Damn,
is
Liam.
some dedication. Hey, and you're going to be out here, what, in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Or August? Late August?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
coming
going to
out
see some good baseball, I tell you.
You're coming out for Texas and who else they
Tampa.
playing that week?
Tampa.
In Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Talk
Wow.
about,
Might see
tough.
Max Scherzer.
Tough schedule there. The end of the August is going to be brutal. I mean, this is where you got to win 3 or 4 again against Arizona. You know, they're 2 games ahead of Arizona. They're going to have, let's see, Webb pitch Friday. So Webb's going to go Wednesday night. Cobb will be going, what, tomorrow? Who's, let me look. I'll tell you right now. Tomorrow's matchup is Ryan Nelson against Alex Cobb. He did pretty good against the Giants, didn't he, Nelson, last time?
Yeah. They avoid Kelly.
Oh, they avoid.
Oh, they got Zach Gallen Tuesday night.
Gallen's worse than Kelly, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Zach Gallen against Alex Wood. Wednesday is Webb against undecided, and Thursday I'm sure is undecided for the Giants. Yeah. Brandon fought against undecided. So
is this what you were talking about, Eric? I think this is what he was talking about here. Trade storyline to watch. The Braves and Tigers made a deal last offseason, and the organizations still match up well. Atlanta wants to add a starter. The Tigers have Lorenzen and Rodriguez available.
You would think that Farhan and Scott Harris would have worked out a deal. You know, maybe the only thing I could hope, the only thing I could hope is that they've made a deal and that Farhan wants to do it for whatever reason on Tuesday afternoon. So it's I don't know what.
Yeah, but you still risk someone else coming in asking for more.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, if they have, you know, that type of a deal together, I don't know.
Yeah, and the price only gets higher the closer you get to the deadline.
What's that?
Price gets higher.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it goes down, though. You pay a lot early on. Generally, if you want to go early, you pay more. Generally, at the last minute. See, Farhan seems like a guy to me that does trades that either he wins the deal or he doesn't make it at all. And we've kind of seen his last minute stuff. And then last year he couldn't pull the trigger on Rodon because he didn't get what he wanted, even though he knew Rodon was walking. Didn't pull it on Joc. He could have got a couple of minor leaguers, and then he could have re-signed Joc in, you know, as a free agent. But his best thought is to offer, you know, Joc the $19 million and kind of almost held him hostage. Bryce Johnson has averaged up to 303. We bring in Bora, trying to keep us going here longer.
What's up? What's up, Bora?
What up, guys? I'm on my phone today. I don't have access to my laptop.
Oh, okay. No worries.
I'm going to see how it's working.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Good pitcher.
All right.
Yeah, you're good. No, man, it's just kind of the whole thing with the trading thing. It just seems like Farhan like I say, he calculates, waits. He doesn't seem like a guy that goes all in, Like you
Yeah,
look at
I'm
Texas.
gonna tell you the problem with Farhan. He's an analytics nerd. He doesn't have any communication or negotiation skills. He's just
Right.
fixated to his computer. He's probably looking at that baseball trade values website and he's trying to make a deal on there. And that's all he does.
Probably.
And then he just calls up a team's like, "Oh, I saw this deal on the trade website. What do you think about this?" And 90% of the teams say no.
I just don't get where he's coming from because he waits and waits. I mean, I put out a tweet today. It must be nice for Bochy to feel like he's got a GM that goes for it because, I mean, you look at what teams are really giving up. They're not giving up like everything to get good players.
Mm-hmm.
They're not.
Unless you're the Angels, they're giving up fucking 2s and 3s and 8s and 28 or something like that.
Yeah, for rentals
They gave up a
as well.
shit ton
Crazy.
out of their farm, a shit ton.
Yeah,
Like
and
their
everybody
farm-
knows
their
the
farm
Angels are
stinks, too.
desperate, so that's why
Yeah.
the Angels have to give up so much.
They have
Yeah.
to do that. They want to keep Otani. That's
Exactly.
the cost of keeping Otani. Yep.
Yep.
I think it backfires on the Angels. One, they're not going to make the playoffs. And two, they're going to have nothing left to offer. What are they going to tell Otani? Hey, look at our farm system. It's coming.
I mean, yeah,
Can't say
but
that no
the-
more.
That's the Angels had to do this. Like
They did. They did.
I mean,
it's the only shot they have of
Yeah, you
retaining
can't.
Ohtani.
I mean, I if I were the Angels owner, I would trade him. But you can't have that. Oh, you just traded away arguably the greatest player of all time.
Yeah. And I don't even think I don't blame him one bit for doing the trades because I mean for trying to go for it. It's realistically, think about it. He's got if he trades Ohtani, he gets, some stuff back, but then he loses all the fan interest for this year. All the people that are hooked in from Japan that watch every game are no longer tuning in, that he's making money off that. And then he's not going to get him back. If they somehow make the playoffs, he keeps all the revenue this year, the fans interested, and maybe Ohtani decides he likes it and wants to come back. So
exactly.
in that situation, I don't blame him. But
you're never going to trade Otani, though. I mean, you'll be asking for too much, and teams just won't do it for a run until.
Yeah. I mean, the only way that it would have got done was similar to what happened with Scherzer. Scherzer already decided to opt in. So you would have had to have some type of an agreement with Ohtani that he was going to sign maybe sign it with the Angels, an extension, and then I don't know, somehow but I wouldn't take that risk of giving up, Harrison and Luciano and Matos and
No way.
Wisenhunt for 2 months. No, I mean, because if you don't make it, there's no guarantee you make it. And if you lose and you don't retain them, you're back to where you were in 2017. You're starting all over again with.
You'd rather see those players play with Ohtani.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you guys think? Let's make a prediction here.
Here's my prediction. The Giants are going to go 10-20 in the month of August. Farhan and Gabe Kapler are going to get fired by the end of the year. They're going to bring in a good manager. They're going to play the rookies next season and the young guys, and they're going to win the World Series in 2025. That's my prediction.
Wow. That's a lot.
I like that. That's a lot.
No, that's what should happen. Here's what's actually going to happen. They're going to be playing 500 ball for the rest of the season. They might sneak into the playoffs. Farhan and Gabe they're going to get 2-year extensions, and it's going to be repeat for the next 4 years.
Oh, gosh.
That could be it too.
So what player do the Giants trade for? Let's see who can nab it. Name a player the Giants trade for in this or two. I think they get 2 players.
I'll go with Tommy Edgeman from the Cardinals.
Cardinals?
Yeah.
Just the one?
No, as the for a pitcher, I'll go with what's his name?
Lorenzen?
Rodriguez.
Oh, Rodriguez.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they get Lorenzen and Rodriguez, and they're gonna give up a decent level prospect for that. They're gonna overpay a lot, and I don't think they might get a. They're not gonna get. They're not gonna target a heavy hitting bat, because guess what, Kapler and Farhan, they're trusting the process and they're trusting the system, and they're thinking, oh yeah, the hits will fall. Yeah, it'll happen. That's what they're thinking, and they're just going to target pitchers because that's their philosophy, and they're going to end up not scoring 5 runs a game, and that's going to be why they don't make. That's why they're not going to be winners.
Interesting. I'm going to say they end up with I could see them ending up with like a Matt Duffy over a Tim Anderson, and pitching, they will end up with only because Scott Harris is there. I'm going to say they end up with Rodriguez. I don't know if they get Lorenzen too. That would be nice, but if that deal somehow falls through, they will end up with gosh, will they even get it? What kind of pitcher would they get? I don't know, man.
Do you think the Giants are going to trade Manaea, Stripling, or Junis? Do you think they're going to trade any one of them?
Any one of them? I would think
Yeah.
it would be. I think it'd be Alex Wood if it gets traded.
Or Wood, yeah.
Yeah. But it was interesting what Danny said about DeSclafani potentially missing the season, how that could affect trading them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteeing you 100% he is not injured. That's just an excuse. He is not injured.
Well, didn't he already go on the IL for being tired?
His toe. Oh yeah, his toe, and then his
tired.
his tired shoulder.
He's tired.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this team is tiring to deal with the injuries. Look at the fact that Harrison is out with a hamstring, right? And he's been out for what, 3 weeks now? Haven't heard any time about his return, and yet Yaz goes out for 10 days, and the third time or second they put him back twice, like within 10 days, and he keeps re-aggravating it. It looks like they're making sure Harrison's 100%, but because they're so thin, they don't have any option but to keep putting him out there.
Yeah, Lamont White Jr. doesn't look right
they bring
either.
him back early, and then I always hear on the broadcast, Kruk and Kuip, oh, these guys are running at best 70%. Then why are they on the team?
That's what I keep saying.
That's what Farhan built. That's the problem. That's the roster he built at the end of the offseason.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
injured players playing every day. It makes no sense.
Exactly.
How about Wade pinch hitting? He's injured his back. He's not well enough to play, and they pinch hit him for Luciano. And he hits it
your number 3 hitter.
Yeah.
Your number 3. Well, what does that say about the quality of your offensive team if you have to pinch hit for your number 3 hitter?
Exactly. Who pinch hits for your number 3, 4, 5 hitter? Who does that?
What's the deal? Slater gets one at bat. Yaz gets put in. Then Pederson comes in. I mean, they used 2 of their left-handed hitters before the 5th inning.
Yeah.
And then Schmidt almost gets thrown out of the game. Kapler has to run out there because they have nobody left.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly.
It's horrible management. I
can't wait to see the Giants. I can't wait to see Kapler run out of position players in a game, and somebody either has to come out or gets tossed, and they got to stick some. I mean, the worst part would be is if Bailey went out and you already got Sable out. Who's going to catch?
No, Sable starts. Bailey comes in like the 5th or 6th inning, and then Bailey gets injured, and they don't have a catcher for the last.
And then they
3
don't have a
innings.
catcher.
That's
Exactly.
That is so stupid of Kapler. I'm telling you. I mean, and then the game goes extra innings today. Kruko asked Bailey before the game, you got a day off. How do you like having a day off? And he says, I could use it. And then he's going to wear the kid out.
Exactly. No wonder Bailey's not hitting at all, because he's on his days off. He gets half the game.
Yeah, he gets half the game. Catchers, it's different for a catcher, man. They're so physically wiped out from squatting all day. And, I mean, you think about it, just running in and out and then putting your jersey, your gear on is just tiring. You got weight hanging on you. You get foul tips off you all the time. He doesn't ever get any rest. Right. How many times have we seen Sable come out of the game after starting catching Bailey's finished the last 3-4 innings?
Yep.
It's just like, if you're going to do that, bring up Joey Bart, okay, and have 3 catchers on the team so that, you want to pinch hit for Bailey or Sable in the 4th inning, fine. You still got 2 catchers. But
it's
give
the
the
same.
catcher
He does the
day
same
off.
thing. He does the same thing to Brandon Crawford. That's why Crawford is always injured, because on his days off, he ends up getting to pinch hit in like the 6th or 7th inning, and then having to play the last 3 innings. And he's gassed. He's injured. He has nothing left because he's 37 years old. Instead of letting Casey Schmidt, Marco Luciano, all these young guys play the entire game and let them develop.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, Marco, you're our number 1 prospect. This is a tough. We're in a tough spot here. It's late in the game. We like you, but we really don't believe in you that much, because I'm bringing in an injured guy to bat for you.
Exactly.
Oh gosh.
I wanted him to get out as well. I wanted him to.
When I saw that on game day, I was like, "Oh, Dan's losing his mind right now."
Spencer, why are you confused? Bailey is getting too much time, yet you don't like the platoon. Exactly. I don't like the platoon.
Exactly.
Let Sable face the lefty. Give the dude a day
if you
off.
Don't trust him to catch the late innings. Why is he catching it all? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what I was saying the other day too about Matos. He got pinch hit for in the 6th inning. It's like, because you don't want him. He started against a righty. Why didn't you just start Sable instead? His decisions defy logic, because like he uses these analytics and all these things, but Tyler Rogers, Justin Turner owns them, and yet he doesn't use the analytics there. And what happens? They're lucky they won today, because Turner put him ahead 3-2 with an 8th inning home run.
Yeah.
Well, surprise, surprise. It's like Justin Turner's batting .500 against Tyler Rogers.
Yeah.
Use your analytics. If you're going to use them, okay?
You want to know why they won? Because Tristan Beck closed the game in the last 2 innings. Everybody was asking why was DeSclafani on the lineup over Tristan Beck, and he proved himself. He
pitched well today.
Exactly.
He did.
We all knew it. We all knew it.
I'll tell you, you want to give these kids confidence, let them bat. I mean, let Luciano.
That's what's happening with Casey Schmidt right now.
Right. Because he was forced to, because they had no middle infielders. They had to leave him up, and he's working himself out of the funk, and he's learning to have more plate discipline, and he's going to right field with the ball. He's fouling balls off. He's not swinging at pitches in the dirt as much as he was. I mean, he's not chasing the curve. He's recognizing it out of the pitcher's hand that it's a curve, and he's also thinking, hey, this is my weakness. They're going to throw me a slider in the dirt. So he's starting to pick it up, and that comes only from reps.
And you can see it. I mean, you can see it when you look at how hard he hits the ball. He's squaring up balls.
He was.
They're not always falling, but that's how
him up. Yeah,
he's getting quite unlucky.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can see he's putting both cheeks into the ball. The hits are gonna fall, and that's why when Estrada comes back, I want Slater or Yaz to just go on the IL and keep Schmidt up. Let him play second base. Doesn't have to be every day.
Schmidt's a better second baseman than Estrada anyway.
Exactly. Yep. And just put Estrada in the outfield because his bat and speed is useful.
Right.
I mean, you're not getting great outfield from Slater and Conforto anyway. It's not going to make a difference with Estrada.
Right.
Good point.
I love the energy Schmidt shows as well.
Jack, he's into it. He gives an energy that no one else does because everyone's Flores, Yastrzemski, Conforto, Wade, they're all injured and they're old. They don't have that energy.
Glass half full. Coming with the bucks again. $4.99. Appreciated glass. Says Bora is making too much sense and logical thinking. And why was Tyler Softball Rogers pitching down when it's call him softball? I mean, Tyler Rogers is having a good year.
You know what? I've been dealing with a lot of these young guys on Twitter that are defending Kapler and coming at me, calling me, dinosaur, old man. Bora, you're probably what, 18, 19, 20?
18.
Okay. But you're old school, right?
Because
when it comes to baseball, because you played the game, right? You played the
short
game.
Attention spans. Yeah, exactly. They have short attention spans, so they want everything now in the moment. They can't see that if you wait a little bit and you bring up the prospects and you let them play, that they'll develop and you'll have a better team in the future.
Yeah, exactly. You played the game, so these guys that hide behind their names in the X world or Twitter world, and they live in their mother's basement and they're playing video games because they've never gone out and actually played a real sport.
Exactly.
They don't understand the ins and outs of baseball and I mean, if every time you went up in a key situation, your manager started a pinch hit for you,
just lose my confidence.
Exactly. You're just going to be like, crap. You're either going to get really ticked off and over, you're going to try harder to do something and your mechanics are going to get out of whack.
Exactly.
Or you're going to get, lose your confidence. I mean, this is the number one prospect the Giants have in their system as a position player. He's got the most power, the most incredible bat speed, and you can see that he just needs reps, and they just take him away from him.
It makes no sense at all. You know what? I don't know if this has any meaning, but is there pressure from the ownership that on Gabe Kapler and Farhan to have a winning season and make the playoffs this year? Because if there wasn't any pressure, it makes no sense to not be playing Marco Luciano. He's your number one prospect. He has been since he's 16 years old. Why are you not playing him? Why are you pinch hitting him for Lamont Wade, who's 29, who's been injured his whole career?
Right. And we're seeing Wade. What is Wade? I bet you if you look at Wade's last 40, 50 at bats, its production's going way down.
He's only getting
chase
worse.
Rate's way up as well.
He's got. It's because he's hurting. His back.
Because he's a platoon player and he's been playing every day. This is what happens.
Yeah. So they just it's irritating, but Giants went 5 for 31 with runners in scoring position the last two games and miraculously won them both. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Left
their
28
their
on base and
pitching and
still won the
bullpen-
series.
Their pitching and bullpen are really good.
Yep.
But I will say it's good to see guys actually getting on base. Like, I'd rather have some hope that you can get runners on base and get them in than having 2 hits or 3 hits and not having any runners in scoring position. It makes me wonder if they're coming out of this a little bit. But at the same time, these guys are getting older.
Yep.
They're not playing the young guys, and
these platoon guys are getting tired. I'm telling you.
exactly. That's why I'd trade JD Davis right now. Trade him. You can get a top 10 prospect from a team.
Oh, you get a top 5 with his value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing great third base. He's an above average hitter, and you can just plug Schmidt in right away. Schmidt probably plays better third base, and his hitting might not be there initially, but it'll come around.
Okay, somebody put Spencer 8 for 40 with 7 walks, 8 Ks for Wade. So that's
rough.
what is 8 for 40 about?
230,
230-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. That is
it not 200? Just
200.
Yeah.
200.
Yeah, it's 200. That's right. Yeah.
It's horrible.
But 200, 7 walks, 8 Ks. So he's they keep putting guys out there after a couple of days of rest, and these guys keep re-aggravating. How long has it been since we've heard about Wade's back? It's been about a month.
Exactly. I mean, I remember the Nationals, or it might have been the National Series. Every time they'd pan to the dugout, he'd have his heat massage thing over his back, and they'd say, "Oh, still not 100%." Just got to do that.
Put these guys on the IL and bring up somebody healthy, and put Joc and Wilmer at first, and bring up Ramos or Luis Gonzalez in a couple of weeks, whatever. Play the guys that are, when Yaz goes, if Yaz, they should just shut him down.
Just shut him down for a month.
But here's the problem. Even if you throw Joc and Flores out there, you overplay them, they're going to get hurt because they're not everyday players.
Well, you're not going to probably overplay them if they're sharing it.
Yeah, that's possible.
But see, the problem is this roster as constructed, they don't have very many everyday players.
No.
Who
are your true everyday players in this whole lineup? You got Matos,
the young guys.
Yeah,
Luciano.
Matos, Luciano, and Schmidt. Those 3 would be.
Would you play Conforto every day?
Conforto's
really
horrible.
Lefties, so.
He can play every night. He's not going to produce, so he sucks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bailey.
I guess
not even Bailey because he catchers after rest.
Right. I guess Estrada when he's out there, when he's back.
I would like to see Sable get some more at-bats against left-handed pitching. I want to see that.
In the beginning of the year, he was doing well.
I mean, they've just buried him.
Yep.
Yeah. Beginning of the year,
he's barely played the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he hasn't had very many at-bats.
Yeah, again, they're burying him. He's athletic, he's fast. You see him beat that bunt out today. That was awesome. And this is Gosh, I wanted to bring this up. I was going to tweet this, but I got so many tweets out there that are just, why didn't you bunt him the other night, Friday night, when he was first and second and you were down? Were they down by 1 run at the time?
I can't remember.
Yeah, one. I think it was 1 run. Yeah.
Or was it tied?
I think it was 1. I think they were down 3-2.
And you had first and second, nobody out, and Sable came up to pinch hit, right, for Matos.
I thought he was bunting. I thought the whole Red Sox thought he was bunting. I mean, that was against the Red Sox, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought everybody thought he was bunting because he's such a great bunter, and it doesn't make sense to take out Matos for him.
Oh my goodness. The River Cats just scored 11 runs in the 5th inning. I don't know let me see if I can get the play-by-play here of what happened.
There was a grand slam in there somewhere. Yeah.
Plays. Okay, 5th inning. Here's what happened. Luis Gonzalez doubled on a fly ball to center fielder. Elliot Ramos singles on a line drive. Donovan Walton walks. Joey Bart. Elliot Ramos. Okay, let's see. Jackson Reitz, whoever that is, hit a grand slam. He also hit a homer earlier in the inning. I thought that was the other team because I never heard it. Jackson Reitz homered and then hit a grand slam in the same inning.
Do we know how old he is?
Jackson Reitz. Never heard of the guy.
Thing is, it's
Reitz.
Albuquerque, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up, Mark? Good to see you.
Mark Hope?
Yeah, Mark's in here.
Oh, hey, you just came in. We were just about ready to close off. We were actually closing off about 20 minutes ago, and then Bora popped in and kept us going here with some interesting combo. What was the guy's name I just said? Reitz? What was his first name? What was his first name? I'm going to Google him.
Wilbur. I don't know.
Jackson, was it?
Was it Jackson? I got to go back and look at it. I think it was Jackson. Gosh. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, Jackson. No C. Jackson, Jakson.
Jackson, yeah.
Jakson.
Wow.
Reitz.
I love how we're looking up a guy in Sacramento.
See who he is. He's 27, so he's not a big league
He's just
player.
a minor league depth guy. That's
He's
all.
a 4A player.
Yeah, 4A player.
Same thing with that other kid, or I say kid, he's 29.
Alvarez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
All right.
Alvarez, Isan Diaz, Joey Bart, David VR. They got all these guys. They're 4A players.
Yeah. I still have hope on Bart. I just think he needs another situation.
I mean, it's getting late though. He's what, 25, 26?
Yeah, but he's had some major league experience. He's a really good has a lot of tools. I would just, if you're not going to bring him up, go ahead and trade him and give him a shot because I think he'd probably love to get away from Kapler too.
No, who wouldn't?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, who wants to come here? This is why I said go young and get all these controllable guys like Baltimore and Atlanta was doing a few years ago. And no
one wants to re-sign and play for him.
No. I mean, look at all the people. I mean, perfect example was Stephen Piscotty. I interviewed him in the spring, and he said the plan was if he didn't make the team, he'd go down to the minors. Well, then he went through spring training. He ripped the ball.
Exactly.
He was
and he has to be released, right?
Yeah, he has to be released. He knocked the cover off the ball. I asked Kapler in the dugout one day. I said, Piscotty's having a great camp. Did that 2-strike approach where he, went to right field with a 2-strike hit? Did that, help? Oh, we love what Steven's doing, and he's, I'm thinking Piscotty's earning his way onto this team, and then he sees that guys that are Conforto's not. Who was it? Haniger was out. Who else was out at the Slater? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Slater was out, and Haniger was out, and he still didn't make the team. And he was like, "Get me out of here! Just release me. I'd rather be a free agent than play in your system." Because he knew right then and there that they weren't giving him a fair shot. That guy was knocking balls out of the park in spring training.
It was him and Casey Schmidt.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I mean, he would have been fine for these guys right now, when you don't have. So, I mean, when Haniger went down, but I wouldn't be surprised that, who knows? I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't.
When Estrada comes back Casey Schmidt goes down, I'm running out onto the field with a Fire Farhan shirt. I'm sorry, or Fire Cap, one of these guys, whatever. And because if Yaz goes on the IL, who are they going to bring up? Luis Gonzalez. That's who they're going to bring
probably
out.
Bryce Johnson.
Oh, God.
He's on the 40 man, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
Bryce
Luis
Johnson.
Gonzalez on the 40 man?
Yeah.
Is he? Luis's?
He might be on the 60.
I thought he's on the 60.
Oh,
think
he's on the 60. Yeah.
Yeah, but he
there you
needs
go.
time. He needs time.
He needs a couple weeks at least. He's got to get his reps
He's
in.
not good anyway. He had a good start, but he fell off.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll see how he does. I mean, the league caught up to him. I think he's not a bad hitter though. He's got
That's
a nice
most
approach,
rookies, isn't it?
He doesn't try and pull the ball always. He's a guy that slaps it around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what they're going to do when Estrada comes back. I'm sure it'll work itself out. Someone else will be injured, but maybe I'd hate to see they'll either send Schmidt or Luciano down, right? Probably.
Unless Slater gets injured, what I want to see is Yaz goes on the 10-day or 15-day, whatever. Then Luciano or Estrada gets time in the outfield, and you can have all these guys just rotating off. Yeah. I don't think Luciano's going down. Unless he just completely stinks it up. He's their right now he's their starting shortstop because I don't think Crawford can play more than 3 games a week.
No, he can't. He can't.
Luciano's their starting shortstop.
I'm just wondering if they're going to put Schmidt at short when Estrada comes back and send Luciano down. We'll see.
They might, but are you really going to send down your number 1 overall prospect after less than a month in the big leagues?
Well, then if they can get them to September 1st, they can bring them back up.
What? How many players do you get when you get back up?
2.
2 only?
Yeah. Used to be.
Is it 28?
Used to be able the whole 40-man roster. Used to be able to do the whole 40-man roster. It was great.
Hey, Dan, got another super chat in here from Glass Half Full.
Yeah, remember, guys. Thank you, Glass Half Full. 499 says, remember, guys, the players are the soil of the forest, and coaches are the trees. LOL. Thanks, Dan, for that hilarious article. Yeah, that was nuts. That's nuts, man. Jeez. If I heard that speech, I'd be like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Call my agent. I need to go. I need a when is free agency?
Exactly.
Man. Yeah.
I'm getting concerned with Conforto. I'm what I would do, I would play him limited. I would bury him because he's playing into his $18 million option.
He's already done it. He passed it.
No,
yesterday.
I know, but he's playing if he continues to play like he is, he's going to opt in because he is struggling. And if I were Kapler, he might already be doing this, forcing Conforto out because Kapler's idiotic and he's annoying. But I would just bury Conforto for the time being, make Conforto hate it here, so that he doesn't want to come back. Because if he opts in, that's horrible value.
Interesting. Yeah, he'd probably take off. Go back to the Mets and hit 35 bombs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's only hit 2 home runs since June 1st.
Yeah, it's him and Joc have combined
power outage. That's what it is.
Power home runs between the two of them since June 1st. Is that what it is?
Who hit? They have no power.
Exactly.
Earlier in the year, they were hitting home runs and their offense was good.
Yeah.
Now they're
one of the worst in OPS in the league.
I want to see how many homers do they average per game right now? It's got to be, about 1.
How many do they have on the year? Let's pull it up, and then we'll pull this up, and then we will call it a night.
Hey, I don't think anything's going down if Pete's in Sacramento because the team is actually in Albuquerque. So I don't think anything's going down. Who knows why Pete's in Sacramento?
Probably attending the Bananas game.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, Eric. Who do you think they're gonna trade for?
I think it's gonna be Lorenzen and DeYoung.
Okay.
That's what I think.
If they trade for DeYoung, I might end it all.
You watch. That's the move they'll make.
Oh, that was
Young
for
or
Giants
If they're going to
fans.
get fancy, maybe they go after Candelario from Washington and God, who else would they? Maybe Mitch Keller. That would be the wow one right there.
Here's the thing:
Mm.
if they go out and get a starting pitcher, then I can see them getting 3 or 4 more guys, like a Candelario and Lane Thomas from the Nationals. Because
That'd be a
then
great
at
deal.
that point, they would be all in with their rentals. There's no point in getting, we're just going to get one rental and see what happens. If you go all in, you go all in. There's just, if you're going to go all in, just deplete your farm system. Because you're going all in to win the World Series. If you can't play this 50-50 ball that you've been doing.
Sorry about that, MF. I didn't know if you knew the team was in New Mexico. Gotcha. He's with the team. So if he's with the team, yeah, something may be going down.
All right, here's your home runs. San Francisco.
That can't be right.
They're 15th with 121 in baseball.
Wow, offense is falling.
So they played
cliff this
106. So they're just a little over 1 a game.
Yeah, but they're dropping.
I'd like to know what that is in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Let's-
earlier in the year they were hitting home runs.
They were
Let's
top
look-
10 earlier in the year.
Mhm.
Let's look at, do they have OPS in here? To quality starts. Team batting.
All MLB, is that what you did? Yeah. Where are they at? 11th?
Team batting, they're 11th in the National League. Wow. Look at Atlanta hitting 270.
Washington's third.
Washington, third.
Yeah, Washington hits. Where is?
Wait, that's just in batting average, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if you took OPS,
Is there a way you could do that? Go to OPS.
I can't
Can you-
highlight the column, but OPS.
Oh, you can't? Oh, gotcha. I thought
No, I
they're-
think you
they're-
Can you go up there and
I'd
hit
have-
the column?
I hit
Try
the
click-
column, but
Try clicking on.
There it is.
okay.
Try just there it is.
They're
There it is.
they're 13th in the. Okay, it goes reverse order. Atlanta's 1. Yeah, they're 13th in the National League.
13th.
Yeah. Jeez.
Joke.
Stolen bases. Where are they at there?
Oh, don't.
Last.
14th.
14th.
Look at this offensive strikeouts.
Ooh,
Last.
top 3.
They're
What?
first.
Yeah.
They're first.
Yes. First.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What else we want? RBIs.
Oh, my God.
7th.
7.
Good for them.
Hits. 11th.
How about doubles?
Runs. Look at runs. Yeah.
I was going to
I
say,
bet you they're middle of the road. Yeah, 8.
where do they are in doubles?
10th. Total bases. That's going to be the bottom. Yep. 12.
I mean, look at the teams you're in front. The Brewers have their offense is horrible. I don't know how they're going to sustain that. But I mean, the Mets and the Pirates. Come on.
What else you want to know? I bet you they're top 7 in on base percentage because of their walks. Nope, 11. Wow.
It's
Look
because
at
of all
right-
the rookies.
Yeah, it is. It's because of
yeah.
Brett Wisely. That's
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
He's
so
like the 4th worst hitter in the whole of baseball.
let's take a look at their pitching though. Pitching,
their
they're
pitching's at the
third.
top of the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third. Saves,
First,
they're second.
second.
Alexis Diaz, he's good.
Yes, he is.
Strikeouts, they're 5th. Base on balls, they're usually at the top. Yep, that's why they're winning games, guys. That's why the Giants are winning games. Right there. They're not giving up free passes, putting guys on base. Hits-wise, how they doing? They're kind of middle of the road, 6th.
What about their whip? Check their whip.
They're 3rd, almost 1st. Just 1.25 to 1.24. So this is why the Giants are let me see. I bet you, is there a stat that shows fielding? Let me look and see if double plays, because they got a lot of ground ball pitchers. Is there a stat for double plays?
No.
Nope.
Not seeing it.
Don't see it. But I'll bet you that the Giants are the top part of the National League in double plays, because Cobb and Webb and a lot of their relievers, their ground ball pitchers, Rogers, basically Stripling is Woods, a sinker baller. Basically, Stripling's the only guy that's a fly ball pitcher on their staff. And their philosophy is, I got to give them credit, that works for them. Now, if they could figure out the hitting, I mean, you look at a team that can't get runs home, and yet they've won 4 out of their last 5. I mean, 2 were against the A's, granted, but
it's incredible, really, how they
that's what I mean.
I mean, they're only 2 games back of first place.
Yeah, and they're doing it with
bullpen.
It's crazy, but how they're doing it. But it's basically they're not putting a lot of people unnecessarily on base, and when they do give up hits, then later in the innings they're giving up. They're getting double plays. If I went back to that, which I'm not going to pull it back up, but I bet you they're pretty. Last year, I know they led the league in least home runs allowed. So that's the only strategy, and it actually plays to their ballpark. And I understand the home runs are not the greatest thing of Oracle Park, but it's a big park. Like Colorado's a huge park. You should have some 300 hitters in this lineup then. I mean, that's why a guy like Eric or like Wade Meckler, Eric Meckler, Wade Meckler might be a real fit in this lineup, because
and he doesn't strike out either. He doesn't strike out.
Can drive the ball into the gaps, and Triples Alley. Get me some left-handed guys give me some guys that know how to control the bat, and that if they're going to play me in Triples Alley, I'm going to smoke one down the right field line. If they're going to play me straight away, I'm going to put it into Triples Alley. You know what I'm saying? Guys, there are guys that know how to do that, and they're not necessarily big
stat
power
I want to
hitters.
see how many double plays have the Giants hit into? Because Matos hits a lot of ground balls. I mean, they hit a lot of ground balls.
Yeah.
Bases loaded today, 2nd and 3rd yesterday, today. I mean, they can't get the job done because they can't elevate.
Yeah.
Right. They get on top of the ball a lot. I don't know. Earlier in the year, they seemed to be elevating better. When they needed a fly ball, they were getting a lot of sack flies earlier in the season. And then I don't know what's happened this past month. I don't know if it's a combination of that Schmidt was so cold, and then Wisely, and then you had whoever, 7, 8, 9 was just like automatic outs that, 4, 5, and 6 weren't seeing good pitches, the best pitches to hit, and they were chasing balls out of the zone, because J.D. Davis was, for a while, has been like swinging at pitches up above the letters, striking out.
Yeah.
I mean, he swings at pitches right down the middle and he strikes out.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't miss that one yesterday, though. That was good.
Yep.
But, hey, guys,
It's time to shut it down.
We're going to end it here. But thank you guys for coming on in.
Appreciate it, guys.
And, Bora, we'll be back tomorrow. Liam, we should be back tomorrow night, maybe earlier if the Giants make a deal during the day.
Yeah.
Do they play tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow night they play Arizona 6:45.
Okay.
So we should be coming on about 9:30ish.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks, Bora, and thanks, Liam. Get some rest over there, Liam. It's it's only 3:24 in the morning.
Yeah.
But thanks for staying up with. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks for hanging with us. Daniel Gomez, Haruku, PK Man, Rory, Spencer, Bay Area Music Lens, MF, Adam, Eric L, Scott Fowler, Ted Mosby, who else? Sickall Commando. Earlier it was Lydia P, Rory, everybody, thanks for the contributors, Glass Half Full, and donating. NorCal Sports Report out there. Mark Hope joining us late tonight. Robert DeVool, Joe Boyd, Spencer Alsey. Who else? Cameron Tyson, Gonzo, Carlo P. Hey, guys, if I missed you, Trock was there with us earlier.
Hiroku.
Hiroku, mentioned him. Joe Boyd, I think I mentioned him.
And let's not forget Danny Emerman, who joined us in the very beginning of the show.
Thanks to Danny Emerman coming on from KNBR in the beginning. Guys, hit that like button, everybody in the chat. Hit that like button. Tell your friends, family to subscribe. We will be back tomorrow at 9:30 and right around 9:30 for the post-game show. Giants take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Have a good one, everybody. Oh, wait. It's Arrivederci. Ciao.